Okay. Very interesting workshops. At least three of them. As for mine, I don't know. But welcome back, and we're happy to have you here now. So, you've now seen all of the amazing ways you can experience your interest in Israel. Great. But now is the time to understand how the application process works, how to apply for funding, what programming is available on the ground, and more and more and more. This is maybe the most important session of the day. We will meet back here in 10 minutes to hear from Alyssa Gaon from the Masa team. Guys, she's the best. She's the one who put this entire event together. And during this session, she will share everything you need to know about how it works. See you soon.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Craft Your Career with Masa Israel Journey. We are so excited to have you with us here today. This career event really is about finding your why in Israel. And this session in particular, what we consider one of the most important sessions of the day, is the how. This session is going to tell you how to actually achieve your dreams by going to Israel to advance your career in all of the amazing ways possible to do that. So let's get started. All right, so I am Alyssa Gaon. I am the Director of Academic Recruitment here at Masa Israel Journey. That's a fancy way of saying that I help people study abroad in Israel. However, there are so many incredible different types of experiences you can have while abroad. I actually did a 5-month-long internship experience. It was the most life-changing 5 months of my life, and I am really excited to share my experience with you and answer all of your questions. My number one favorite thing to do at Masa is really to be a program matchmaker. I love connecting people to the right program. By understanding your goals, I can help connect you to the perfect Israel experience. Think of me as your Israel program fairy godmother. If you have any questions, I can absolutely answer them, and I'm really happy to have you here today. And at the end of this session, there will be a live Q&A with me and our COO from Masa North America to get all of your questions answered. So this session really is the how of the experience. Today, you've heard all about all the different ways that you can have the experiences, all the different programs we have available to you. You've attended our sessions and our workshop. We have our Program Provider Expo later today. But this really is the how. This talk right now is going to tell you how to actually make it happen and how the process actually works. So today we're going to be going over who we are as an organization, as Masa Israel Journey, how we're going to show up in the actual participants' experiences when you go through this process, how the application process works, and once you're in Israel, what the programming is like, and what do you get by being on a Masa Israel Journey program. So who we are. We are a nonprofit organization. We are comprised of the government of Israel and the Jewish Agency. We have our headquarters in Jerusalem, but we also have offices in Tel Aviv and in New York City. And we have global representatives around the world. So on almost every continent except for Antarctica, we have global representatives in so many different countries from around the world that help people find the perfect programs to help guide their experience and to help get them to Israel. Our fellows hail from over 30 different countries. So this is not just for people from North America or Europe. This is for people from all over the world. So what do we specialize in? What are we good at? Masa really is the #1 career accelerator in Israel. Okay, so we specialize in immersive, long-term career accelerating experiences for young Jewish adults from around the world, ages 18 to 30, but in some cases 35 or 40, depending on the program. So we really help with professional advancement and helping people launch their careers and also develop their own sense of self through personal and professional development. Like I said, we are recruiting from over 30 different countries. It's pretty incredible when you get to Israel, even though you're having an experience where you're in Israel on the ground, it's such an unbelievable global experience because you'll have roommates from countries from around the world. So like I said, it's not just for native English speakers from the United States, it's for people from all over the world. And this is probably one of the few times in your life where you'll be able to be with Jews from around the world all together in one place, experiencing career launching, accelerating experiences. So we show up in a Masa Fellows experience in two important and very fundamental ways. The first is through grants and scholarships. Everybody loves funding. Who doesn't love receiving funding to help support their experience? So the funding really depends on how old you are and the length of your program. If you're 22 and over and you are from North America or Europe, depending on the part of Europe, depending on the country, it really depends what your country of origin as well, you will get automatically $3,000 from Masa to help support your experience. Plus, we have additional needs-based scholarships on top of that. So you could potentially get up to $4,695 to help support your experience on your program. For specifics and price, we actually have a funding calculator on our website where you can go in and type in the type of experience you want to have, the length, what country you're from, and it will give you an amount, an approximate amount of how much funding you can actually get for your experience. There are also other funding sources available to you through Jewish federations across the United States and other organizations. We have an additional funding page on our site, but for the most part, we give out very large amounts of funding for people who are attending our career development programs. In addition to the funding, we also have life-changing experiential programming on the ground for you to take advantage of once you're part of our network. We also have a very thriving and incredible alumni network. We have events for our alumni. We have WhatsApp groups where we all stay connected with one another. We have opportunities, job opportunities that are given to our alumni. So our alumni network is expansive and is growing every single day. We have pretty incredible events and programming. So I'm just going to show you a couple moments, snapshots from my own personal experience on Masa. Like I said, I did a 5-month-long internship experience, and anybody who's on a career program can take part in our leadership summits and part of our delegations. Masa has a robust leadership and impact center that we've created to make the experience of the fellows on the ground elevated and life-changing. I was able to attend a 5-day, all-expense-paid leadership summit where I was able to attend lectures and seminars from entrepreneurs and CEOs from top companies in Israel. I was able to meet women in politics to hear what it's like to be a Knesset member and a female working in the Israeli government. I was able to attend resume writing workshops and public speaking seminars. And this is me actually hosting a TED Talk in front of 150 of my peers. This experience of professional development was so integral for my own understanding of myself as a leader and also as a Jewish leader. In addition, I was also able to transfer so many of the skills that I learned to my program in my internship at my marketing and events planning internship in Tel Aviv. These were all extremely transferable skills. The other thing that was really cool about it is even though I did one particular internship program in Tel Aviv, there are about 5 or 6 really popular, amazing programs I could have picked from. And the best part was by attending the Masa programming, I was able to meet people from all over the world from the other Masa programs because it's open to anyone on a program. So I got to meet other interns who were on other internship programs that I never would have gotten to meet, some of whom were actually from my hometown of Chicago, who I ended up hanging out with and staying friends with well after the program ended. It was pretty amazing. In this upper right-hand corner photo, that's actually me attending the General Assembly. Masa participants, they actually took a delegation of 50 of us where I got to go to the General Assembly. So that was pretty extraordinary. Being able to meet prominent Jewish leaders and policymakers and game changers really expanded my mind and really set up the building blocks and the fundamentals for my future career. Yes, while the professional development is absolutely undoubtedly life-changing, I also want to point out that all of our programs have such a phenomenal amount of educational programming and content and fun. At Masa, we have a level of excellency that we expect from all of our program providers. In order to be part of our network, they have to have a certain type of offering and a certain number of programmatic offerings and educational opportunities in order to be part of our team and to be part of our network. So part of that is Hebrew classes, part of that is educational programming and field trips, and a very large component of it is offering everything you need for a life on the ground in Israel, your housing, your medical insurance, transportation costs. All of that is part of the Masa core DNA that we offer participants. It really is a soft landing to life in Israel. This is me on a boat in Eilat. And this was November. And I remember thinking to myself, I could be in Chicago freezing and wondering why it's so dark and so cold at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But instead, it was 82 and sunny, and I was on a boat on the weekend. It was just incredible. So you get to travel with your fellow participants that are on the program with you. You get to experience the country. You get to go all over Israel. And this is us on our balcony. My roommates and I had roommates from Argentina, Brazil, Germany, and this is all of us hanging out, having Shabbat dinner together, experiencing life in Israel together. They become your family, and they become your home away from home while you're in Israel. While all of this was awesome, it happened to me back in 2018. The truth is, our programs are still running, they're still thriving. And even through the pandemic, when all of this crazy pandemonium took over the world and everything was shutting down, Masa kept going. And not only did we keep going, but we adapted very, very quickly. Our participants are still doing amazing leadership training, and they're still doing professional development. The difference is they're doing it with masks on, a little bit more socially distanced, but it's still happening. And so while I was lucky enough to have the experience I had, and obviously things are looking a little bit different now, this is happening right here, right now, as we speak, on the ground in Israel. So these experiences are still taking place. They just look a little bit different. As you can see, we now have temperature checks at our programming. I never got my temp checked, but now it's part of the routine experience that the participants have. Mask wearing is also a part of the experience, of course, and unbelievably, one of the things that I'm so incredibly proud of is the amount of vaccinations we've been able to give our participants. We, as an organization, have brought over 7,000 young adults from around the world to Israel during the pandemic, specifically this past fall. And of those 7,000, almost 90% of them have already been vaccinated. That is a percentage that we are so unbelievably proud of. Not just one shot, both doses, and they can actually go home to their friends and family with a sense of confidence after their programs, knowing that not only did they get to have this incredible life-changing experience, but they didn't have to worry about getting sick in the process. They could actually get their vaccine, have a phenomenal, amazing, life-changing experience, and still attend our programming. That is unbelievable. We are so proud of that. And I really can say that as an organization, we really made the impossible possible. So now I'm going to do a bit of a breakdown in the actual application process. That was sort of a background on all the things we offer and how we show up in your experience. Now we're going to do a breakdown of what you can actually expect from the actual experience itself. So this is an overview, and then I'm going to break down each step along the way to make it super clear. Step one is we got to connect you to a program. And there's a few ways we can do that. The first way is by going on our website. We have a really wonderful program wizard where you can actually go in and pick the program of your choice using our wizard that allows you to pick different features and what you're looking for. Type of program, language spoken, area of interest, it's all on there. By filling out an interest form, once you find your program, automatically it will connect you to the perfect Israel program. The other way is by speaking to one of our program advisors. We have global representatives around the world, and we have a team in Israel and in North America that specializes in program matchmaking. Like what I said, Israeli fairy godmother over here. We love connecting people to the perfect program, and we can connect you directly as well. Then it's up to you to actually speak to the program itself. So they'll reach out to you, they'll send you an email, they'll reach out to you, they'll give you all the info you need. It's your job then to pick up the ball and to have those conversations, meet the program advisors, ask them as many questions as you possibly can to really understand the ins and outs of the application process and everything that's involved on their offering, on their program offering. Then you got to get accepted into the program officially. So let's say you've had some conversations, you've had an interview, you've sent them everything that they need. Now's the time to get accepted into the program. Each program will have its own application process. You'll go through the process with whichever program you choose, and you have to actually get in. But the ultimate goal, get an acceptance into the program of your dreams, into the program of your choice. Once you've officially been accepted into a program, that's when you come back to us at Masa. You come on our website, you check your eligibility, And then usually every spring, our grant application opens, usually after Passover, and you'll be able to apply to Masa to get funding and programming to be part of our network and to be part of the Masa Israel family. Then you'll have some sort of pre-boarding orientation before you leave for Israel, and then the fun begins. Then you get to be on the ground in Israel having probably the best experience of your entire life. All right, so step one, finding your perfect Masa program. You can either do it on our website or through our program advisors. Like I said, on our website, we have an area where you can choose the program of your choice, whether you want to study, that also includes master's degrees, whether you want to do an internship, or you want to teach English, or you want to do a gap year, or you want to have an experience where you work remotely, where you work for an American company, but you just decide that you want to work remotely from Israel. You can kind of pick your program on our website here, and it will show you all the options available to you based on your area of interest. The other option you have is to go to our website, and you can go to the About Us section, and it'll show you our teams. So we have teams in Asia, Israel, Africa, Australia, Latin America. Here you can see our North American team. There I am. Hello. And right here, there's a phone picture of a phone, and you can schedule a time to speak with us using our calendar scheduler. If you click on Israel, there's a program advising team that can connect with people from all over the world, and they can answer all your questions. So this is step one. Speak to a program advisor. They'll help you figure out what program's the perfect one for you, or browse our website and figure it out for yourself. Completely up to you. We're here to help, but the website is a phenomenal way to avoid a phone conversation if you just want to browse and look through and get connected directly. Then you're going to connect to the actual program. So you'll be connected by one of our program advisors, and you will speak to the actual program itself. So let's say you want to do an internship, and I, Alyssa, connect you to 3 different options in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem that are the perfect internship options. I'll connect you, and then all 3 programs will reach out to you directly via email, and it's your job to follow up with them, answer whatever questions they have, attend their info sessions, ask them all about the ins and outs of their program, so that you can be part of the application process, and you can ask them directly what their process looks like. Each program, just like when applying to college, has its own set of instructions when it comes to applying. So whatever those instructions are, you'll follow them, you'll go through the process, and hopefully you'll get an official acceptance. The best email I've ever gotten was the congratulations, you've officially been accepted into our program email. It feels really good when you finally get that acceptance. Usually it's after an interview with one of the program advisors. That's when they'll start to look at your resume. And of course, if you're applying to a university, you'll apply directly to the university, and they'll have their own application process if you're going to do one of our master's degree programs. If you decide that you want to do a dance program or a tech and coding boot camp, they might make you take a test or send in an audition tape. It just depends on the type of program. Once you've gotten in, you can celebrate, you can do a little happy dance, and then the next step is actually to come back to Masa to apply for your funding and your programming. So the first thing you're going to want to do once you're on our website is you're going to want to check your eligibility. Your eligibility determines whether or not you can actually receive funding from us and be part of our network. Now, in a typical year, in a non-COVID year, anybody can come to Israel, right? Anybody can do a university program, anybody can do an internship. We've had people from all over the world attend our universities and do our internships, do our coding boot camps. We just happen to have scholarships available and grants available for students or for young participants, fellows who happen to be Jewish. Being Jewish is one of the eligibility requirements in order to receive funding from Masa. Okay, so let's break it down. What does it mean to be Jewish? Well, it kind of depends on what country you're from, but for the most part, if you're from North America or Europe or even South Africa, certain parts of the world, it just means that you self-identify as a Jew. So if you say, I'm a Jew because I have a great-great-great-grandparent who is a Jew, and you consider yourself to be a Jew, then that's enough for us. In other parts of the world, in FSU or in parts of Eastern Europe, there is a proof of Judaism that is necessary through a letter from a rabbi, but most of the people here today are probably not in that boat, because most of you are native English speakers from countries where we do not require any sort of eligibility or proof. So it's really important that you check your eligibility, go through the criteria. You also can't have lived in Israel for 4 months or longer before. So there is a list on the website. I'll let you go check that out. And then once you've determined your eligibility and you have checked all the boxes that you're able to come to Israel, then you'll actually apply. Now, this is the page on our website where it says, which program are you applying for? And then you'll scroll down and there will be a long list of all the different program options available to us, and you'll select the program that you have been accepted into. Now, during COVID and during this crazy COVID time, you have to meet the eligibility of Masa in order to be a Masa participant. Because Israel has been really careful with their travel restrictions and their travel bans. Right now, you have to meet Masa eligibility in order to come on our Masa programs. However, if you are going to a university, that is different. Anybody can attend a university. So anything outside of the university sphere, you have to be eligible in order to receive funding from us and to enter the country at the moment. But like I said, in a typical year, things might be different and anybody can do our internship programs. You just would not receive funding. So that's sort of a breakdown in how to be part of our network and how to be part of the Masa family. It's pretty easy application process. The only way you actually need to submit any sort of financial documents or information is if you're applying for additional needs-based funding. Otherwise, if you're just applying for a standard grant, it's as simple as a bunch of yes or no questions and you'll hit submit. It's a pretty quick application process. The best part. You've now gotten your funding, all of it's been solidified, and we will send the funding directly to the program of your choice. So you don't have to do anything. We'll send it to your program on your behalf, and all you'll have to do is pay the difference in your program cost. The best part is getting to actually get to Israel and meet for orientation and do all the fun, exciting, amazing things that everybody looks forward to when doing a Masa program. So usually your program provider will set up some sort of pre-Israel Zoom call to answer all your questions, to orientate you, to get you ready, and to make sure that you have everything you need. And then you'll connect with our Masa community. You'll go on our Facebook groups. You'll be added to our WhatsApp groups. We'll give you events. So on our website, all of our events, our upcoming events in Israel are all listed. Plus, Masa will send you emails letting you know when the leadership summits are happening, when the trainings are happening, when all of the events are happening. A couple of years ago, Eurovision was in Israel and 300 Masa participants got tickets to go. So you will be emailed when all of the fun, amazing events are happening on the ground, when things start to open back up in Israel, and life sort of begins and renews and starts over in a post-COVID world. But either way, you'll still get notified if anything fun is happening on the ground in Israel. You'll be able to attend all of our summits. You'll be able to join delegations and take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now is the time to enjoy Israel, to make the most of your experience, to say yes to every single opportunity. You are literally one decision away from the best decision of your life. So we are now going to head into part 2, which is a live Q&A with me and also with Mira Stivker, who is our COO of Masa North America. I'm so excited, and I'll see you in a bit. All you have to do is just click the link below this video, join part 2, and I'll see you there. Come with your questions because I cannot wait to answer all of them and help you get to Israel. Yalla, see you in a minute.